Joined now by Sunderland's own Luke O'Nien after a big 2-1 win today, alongside Troy Deeney, who was texting Luke to get him out here for this interview. Hey, Luke, you played with this guy. How is it to see Troy? All professional today.
It's great to see him. I won't replay the voice note that he sent me to get on here quickly. But no, it's good to see him. He was very good to me back in my time at Watford. So yeah, it's good to see him.
It's good to see you, mate. You're looking well. Considering you had 3 hours in the shower to get here, so it's good to see you.
Hey, there's free grubby. I spent my time, and I've got to pack lunch for the kids at home as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, Troy, all this says to me is where you fall on the list of priorities for Luke.
Yeah, I know. The times have changed, right? Times have changed. Now, Luke, just want to talk to you about Sunderland. I thought today, first half was a bit scrappy, a bit bitty. I thought game was a bit, everyone making fouls. And then you kind of kicked into this gear, but it seems to be like second half of every game, you guys go into a different gear. Like, what's happening? You're not getting them up for it before the game, mate. What's happening?
Hey, listen, if I knew the answer to that, I would have tried to change it. But I was actually just speaking to their staff about it. And I don't know if teams kind of, they tire, they cover a lot of distance, and then second half, they kind of can't keep the intensity, or individually as well, we weren't quite at it. Like, our press wasn't quite good enough. They built with a lot of people, so it's quite hard to get the man-to-man press. And when we didn't get it right, they built out quite well. So listen, first half we came in and we weren't happy. We didn't really know what the plan was, but we made a couple of changes, and second half kind of got a lot more control. And I think we deserved the win based off the second half.
Luke, what were those conversations like at half? What were those changes to spark that comeback and those 2 unanswered goals?
Well, I think a big part of it was the wind. Like, it was actually, as silly as it sounds, the momentum of the game was, the wind was kind of pulling in towards their goal, which kind of helped us get the momentum. But it was kind of just slightly changing the press. They committed so many bodies in the build that we kind of had to push another body forward. So it was kind of jumping from the sides, pushing the wingers up, and actually kind of committing a bit more to the press. And we did that, and we had kind of a lot of success. And then in possession, we just needed to take a lot more care of the ball. There was a lot of turnovers in the first half. So yeah, it was kind of just the combination of them two things.
How are you finding it, mate, being at 30 years old, the captain? What, you're a bit called old now, right? It's not nice, is it?
No, I'm not getting. I'm actually. I still look 15, so that kind of helps.
But how are you finding it though with these younger players, mate? Because I think my only concern for you guys in terms of keeping it up long term is young players. Is the ups and downs of being a young player, not being as consistent as you need to be. How are you finding that in your role now and trying to keep hold of them? And you being the Troy Deeney to Luke O'Nien that I used to be.
Do you know what? I think the youthfulness kind of, in a really nice, innocent way, comes with naivety, which I think is kind of a really good thing to have at this club. Being such a big club, that naivety for the young players is to keep going to get on the ball while under pressure. They'll just keep doing it. So I think they have that is a strength for them as well. But, granted, my job's kind of shifted the longer I've spent here, where, I might spend more time connecting to players, and I've been in that place where in my first season here, and I didn't get off to quite a good start. So it's kind of using that experience and having connection with people, delivering, and it's really enjoyable. But like you said, we got a good Christmas period now, and we've got to keep people grounded and keep the style of play that we're playing. We've got to keeping the style and just keep reinforcing that.
All right, Luke, you said that your kids were a nightmare tonight at the game. What are some things in parenthood and being a leader on the team that are similar?
Oh, that's a great question. I didn't say my kids were a nightmare. My wife told me that. Just get that on record, please, if she's watching. Do you know what? Having kids has been easily the best thing that's ever happened to me. I go home and they honestly, they don't care if I win, lose, draw, score an own goal. They just want me to come home and be dad. Mm-hmm. And I played with years ago. Well, I played with Troy. I used to train with Troy, and Troy used to play. I was, all in on football, and that was my main focus. And I really found it really hard to switch off. My life just revolved around football. So kids have really given me that perspective to take a step back, see things a little bit clearer. Realize life outside football. Life still happens outside of football. So, I think I can bring that my kids give me that more energy, and I kind of bring that youthfulness into the training ground as well, and try to put things into perspective like the kids do for me. And it's not just me trying to lead. The young players are stepping up and leading as well. We got Jobe Bellingham, who I know Troy's played with, and he came up with the goods today. So it's not just the senior players leading. You got Chris Rigg, who's 17, I think. And you can see today he's putting in loads of leadership performances, and he steps up at the training ground every day. So I know you're asking me the questions, but there's also a lot of leadership in the group with young players and the senior players. And for me personally, I've been here 7 years now, and it's the best. The group we've got is one of the best I've seen.
Well, last question, mate. You did just mention Jobe. I did just text him. I'm seeing a guy grow and find himself and just become his own man with, again, surrounded by a lot of noise. Technically, his goal was really nice, but how are you finding his development on a day-to-day basis?
I love it. I spend a lot of time with him, and what I was like back in the Watford days. I gymmed a lot. I did the extras, and having someone where I'm in the gym and I look across and he's doing his extras, and it merits his work that he does at the training ground every single day. And I think that's really, really important. Like, people see Jobe turn up today and score the goal, but I see Jobe that stays out after training, and he puts himself in these position-specific areas and works on it. So it's not just Jobe turning up scoring, it's Jobe being a product of how hard he trains, how hard he works.